This is Dr. Chalmers. Welcome to Wellness Insights with me, Dr. Chalmers. How did it affect my son's pain management? A lot. I mean, this is more information, and I have all the pictures if any of you want to throw up. But I had them take pictures of it while they were doing it. They had to chip the bone off of his plate because the bone had started growing over it. So imagine that. So they make an incision about this long, pry it open so they can get inside and they can start working on the actual bones. And they had to take a chisel and literally like chip away at the bone that's in there before they could even unscrew the screws. And when it got done, so you can see the incision and you can see the bone, and there's holes. There's 6 holes in the bone, like not like small holes, like big old holes where those screws used to be, all the way through. And so then they put it back together. Well, what happened the first time that he had the surgery, when they put him in, is that he had a reaction to the dissolvable strips. The dissolvable sutures they used, and so it opened up. And we had this wound issue, and so he had this giant scar. It was like 3/4 of an inch this way by the entire like 6-inch length of the scar. So what they did is they did like a scar revision where they just cut off that skin. So he had to have the bone chipped away. He had 6 giant holes in the actual bone. He had about a 1 inch by 5 inch or something, maybe 6 inches cut out and then sewn back together. That's what the surgery was. So everybody understands this was not like pulling a splinter out. This was a major actual surgery to a 10-year-old. And then what we ended up doing was we just cut little strips, and I gave him little strips and he was fine. Whenever he would be like, hey dad, my arm's starting to hurt, I would give him a little strip and he'd put it under his tongue. It would dissolve in and he'd be fine. 10 or 15 minutes later, I'd be like, hey, how's your arm? He'd be like, oh, it's fine. And he would go back to reading. And I was making sure that he wasn't getting high because I wanted to make sure the dose was right. And I would talk to him and stuff like that. And he was his normal, silly self, but nothing I would consider that was an added bonus. No high issues. So it worked out really, really well. What observations I make about the son's experience with sublingual strips in terms of psychological effects? This is how I knew that. Now I'd use them on me and I'd use them on my friends and I'd use them on everybody else. But when I gave them to my son for his issues, that's really when I knew. I knew for a fact, this is our replacement for opioids. This is it. My 10-year-old's not high. He's talking normally. He's reading his book. He's remembering everything he read. He has no pain. This is what we need to be doing. This is it. This is where we need to go. The observation was that we have our solution. I'm done looking. This is it. We need everybody to know. We need to have a new national conversation about this. We need to be using these in everybody so that we don't have the addiction issues. We don't have the death issues, and we can bring everybody back together. We can rebuild and stabilize our families. So 100%, it was super critical. It changed the way I think about it. 100%, I know now that this is the medication we should be using. So that was the observation I made, and that's what it changed. So how do I react to the idea of having more comprehensive information about cannabis? 100% we need it. 100%. We need more research, and we're trying right now to get our cannabis strips in for pain research in California. We're pretty sure that's going to get knocked out. I will talk about that more than you guys want to hear, but because like I said, man, we've got to give options other than opioids. You know, we have to. So, but no, we need all the information we can. I'd love PET scan function. I'd love long-term studies. All of it. Like we need but I'm an information guy. Like I want more information, not less. I think the bigger picture you paint, the more dots you have, the easier it is to see patterns. The easier it is to see function. So I would love to do more research. If you guys are doing research out there, actual research, get hooked up with us. I'll give you the strips to test with. Let's get it knocked out. Let's make this stuff work. If you guys have any questions, hit us up. questions@chalmerswellness.com. Thanks.